If I wanted to pay $0 in taxes in 2026, here's exactly what I would do and in order. I'm a CPA. I do this for clients every single day, and most of them are business owners making over $400,000 in income. I'm going to walk you through all 4 steps, explain why the order matters, and at the end, I'm going to show you the one mistake that ruins the entire strategy, even if you do the first 3 things right. Stick with me because the last part is where most people mess up. Really quick, I'm Anna, CPA and founder of The Tax Boss. I help business owners and real estate investors legally wipe out their tax bill every single year. So let's get into it. Step 1 is fixing your entity structure. If you are running a business as a sole proprietor or a single member LLC, you are overpaying in self-employment tax, which is 15.3% on top of your normal tax rate. So for example, if you are running a roofing business and you're making over $450,000 net, meaning after all expenses, and you are a single member LLC, you are overpaying in taxes by a minimum of $20,000 every single year. So what you are going to do is an S Corp election. An S Corp election lets you split income between salary, which is fully taxed, including self-employment tax, and distributions, which has no self-employment tax. Here's the rule of thumb to become an S Corp. Once your business nets, meaning income minus expenses, over $50,000, the S Corp will usually pay for itself. But you guys, the order really matters. You must have an entity in place before January 1st to get the full year's benefits. Let me walk you through an example. We had a landscaping company come to us in 2024. They were making over $550,000 in their business. It grew super fast, and they never had a good CPA. They just had a data entry person who did their taxes every April. When they came to us in December, the problem was, one of the many problems, they didn't even have an LLC established, which meant we couldn't do tax savings for 2024. All of 2024, they overpaid by $30,000. But in 2025, we made the changes and we created the S Corp election and saved them $22,000 in their first year working with us. After you establish your money printing machine business, you're going to move on to step number 2. You are going to buy a short-term rental property. This is the fastest way a business owner or even a high net income W-2 earner can minimize their tax bill or even cut it to 0. Here's what you need to do. Buy a short-term rental, make sure the average stay is 7 days or less, and you must materially participate. Then you are going to perform a cost segregation study on this property and utilize what we call bonus depreciation, which will help you minimize your tax bill or potentially even reduce it to $0. Here's a real life example of how the short-term rental loophole works. We had a couple, Mark and Jane, who literally just received a $29,000 refund on March 12, 2026. We also paired this strategy at the same time with them withdrawing funds from their 401k to purchase their second short-term rental. You might be asking, why would we take money out of the retirement account? Because their taxable income after the cost segregation was applied was so low. In fact, it was only $14,000 that withdrawing from their 401k actually made sense. Now, you want to make sure that you buy the short-term rental mid-year. You don't want to be purchasing a property in late December, trying to meet all the requirements that I just mentioned by 12/31, hoping for a big tax savings right before the end of the year. If this loophole really catches your eye and you want to learn more information about it, I have linked a video below and it goes into way more detail on how this works. Now, step 3 is my personal favorite because it saves taxes and pays your family. If you have kids, you can pay them through your business for legitimate work. In fact, in 2026, the standard deduction means kids can earn a significant amount of tax-free income. That income is $16,000. That money stays in the family. It becomes a deduction for your business, and it can also fund your kids' Roth IRA, their college, their soccer, or their future. Imagine this, you're funding your kids' Roth IRA, and by the time they turn 18, they have a 6-figure Roth IRA that they can buy rentals in. Yes, it's actually real and it's super powerful. It is a bit tricky to set up, but it is 100% legal. Now, of course, it must be real work, reasonable wages, and you must have proper documentation. For example, you can't tell me that you're a realtor making $1 million in your business and you're using your 2-year-old on your business card and that's generating you revenue. That's not going to work. But I do have clients who actually pay their kids $16,000 a year because they actually help in the business. For example, Luis has 2 kids and they help their dad's janitorial cleaning business that makes over $350,000. So yes, he pays his kids $30,000 a year. His business takes the write-off and the kids now have over $50,000 in their own IRA. Now, if you finish all 3 steps and you still have some cash left sitting on the side, don't let it get taxed. So here's what I would do. I would take that money and invest it into a SEP IRA. A SEP IRA allows a large contribution as a business owner to a retirement account. In fact, in 2026, you can invest up to $72,000 in that SEP IRA. And guess what? That's a write-off. And you can self-direct your SEP IRA. The great thing about a SEP IRA is that the deadline is extremely flexible. You can contribute up until the taxed filing deadline, including extensions, which gives you some planning room. So the reason why this is step number 4, because it's what I call a cleanup move, because it can be executed within a short amount of time. As opposed to buying a short-term rental, you can't really do that within 30 days or paying your kids for the whole year in the last 30 days of the year. So you see why this order actually really matters. Once your structure is right, your real estate is working for you, and your family is paid, the SEP IRA is how you put those final dollars to work instead of handing them over to the IRS. But it's also the last step because you may not have any more disposable cash at the end of the year after you completed the first 3 steps. The biggest mistake I see, even from people who want to do all of these 4 steps and who have the cash to do it, is they try to do it retroactively in December instead of proactively starting every year in January. Tax planning is a year-long sport. If you try to squeeze all of these 4 strategies into the last 2 weeks of December, you are going to miss deadlines, you're going to miss elections, you might even miss material participation for your short-term rental, which leads to you overpaying the IRS. So if you're a business owner or a real estate investor and you're making over $400,000 and you want to stop guessing and actually start planning, my team at The Tax Boss does this for clients every single day. I left a link in the description below if you want to book a call with our team. If this video helped you, hit the subscribe button. I post tax strategies for high net income earners every single week. I'll see you in the next video.